Alright, we are going to be doing my friend's current Salamangreat deck. Now, this deck has won two of our locals so far, which has been really impressive for the most part because I don't know, I'm not a super huge Salad fan, so this might be a Salad deck profile with a whole bunch of anti-Salad propaganda. I don't think it's going to be the case, but, you know, he's done a lot of testing with this, and he's definitely gotten it to the way he likes it. I do know this deck does take a solid amount of skill to play, and I do shit on it a lot because, like, I've seen really bad Solid players play this deck. Oh my god, I've seen some of the worst Solid players. Like, I understand the fact that the mentality of, okay, you go out and you pick up your Solid decks, alright, and you want to play the deck. But, like, did somebody just, like, miss in translation your generic need to understand how to play cards? Because, like, that's almost kind of what I feel has happened with a lot of this deck. Like, I understand the budget aspect, things like that, but man, oh man, some people just shit the bed when playing this deck. So, but anyway, onto the deck profile. This is about, I think this is probably the best you could be. So we have Triple Gazelle. Hashtag ban Gazelle, so we don't have to do with this card in 2K19 anymore. But this is going to be the piece that literally makes the world go round. Honestly, every time I look at this card, like, I hate it. But yes, your combo extender, I almost wonder at one if it changes anything for this deck. Oh, this broken card. Hey, Triple Spinny. This is your general revival target from the graveyard, and he does many other cool things. And by cool things, I mean he discards for 500. That's literally all he does. That's his whole life purpose. He helps make our friend. All right. We have two copies of Foxy, normal summon, or it's special, right? Oh yeah, it's just normal summon for excavation. Top three, get one. I mean, this card's actually really good. I actually really like Foxy for what he does. I don't know if we don't play three of this. I mean, you can, I guess, if you want to contribute into the brick fund, but there's that. We have one copy of the how is this? Halcon. Thank you. This is the Spanish copy. Yeah, Halcon. And then we have one Jaguar. Please don't play any more of this card in the deck. We already don't want to contribute to more copies of bricking. Like, I know a lot of people are already kind of on the fence about this, but I do think that this... just play one, kids. One copy of Foul. This is going to be another extender for the deck. I know a lot of lists weren't playing this, but I actually really like this as one of for just extension purposes, or at least combo starting to your thing. He's also 1800, but I mean, how often does the actual stats on these come up? Triple ADD bug. Now, every Solid player has an opinion, like they have an asshole, it almost seems like, with this deck. I know there are builds that want to play Buffalero. I know that there are other builds that want to not focus on Lady. It's all over the place. Like, I don't even know if I want to call it innovation. I almost just want to call it nitpicking at this point for their card choices. That's probably incorrect. But, come on, guys. It's a Stratos. It searches, does everything that you want in the deck. Like, turns into Balinix. Like, why go into semantics? Alright, so... hand traps. Triple copies of Ash Blossom. This is a mandatory staple in today's format. I think if you are not playing three of these, I think you're trying to be cheeky, or you think you're in Japan. So there's that. We have triple copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler has gotten much better as of late. I actually really... well, first off, I'm not shocked. I almost thought this was going to get a reprint in dual power, but for all intents and purposes, Veiler is just really good right now. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm almost shocked at how good this is. And then we're packing two copies of Ghost Ogre. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with this. I do think that 2 Ogre might seem like a bit much in certain builds. But I do think, for the way that the current format is going, this isn't terrible, honestly. I don't think you're going to run into any real issues playing this many hand traps, especially since you've got sculpting options. Now, budget players don't have access to this, and I understand that, but this does give you sculpting options. That's honestly why I think you would go for the extra hand trap, like Ogre, because when you are doing your Phantasmi plays in the long run, you have more access to drawing the more hand traps. It's kind of like the max C mentality of when you do draw cards, you are aiming to get more hand traps. So Max C with more hand traps, effectively hand in hand, do contribute to each other. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. But yes, more copies of hand traps definitely make the world go round. Now, last two monsters are two copies of Crusadia Reclusia. God, I'm terrible with names. So we actually saw this a couple weeks back come out into the format, and I think a lot of people kind of just swept this under the rug. It's like Buffalero, you have this. But we saw this come out at 3. So you can special summon this card from your hand to your zone elite monster points to. You can only special summon one Crusadia Reclusia once per turn this way. This card is normal special summon to its own elite monster points to target one Crusadia card you control, one card your opponent controls, and destroy them. So actually, you get to beam this out for free. You can use this to climb into another link, or you're able to use this as a means to pop a card on the field. Winky Face. And actually, clearing off a certain potential issue might not actually be a bad thing for a card like this. Also, it's fire, and it's level 3. So you do get combo starting options off of this. So there's that. We do play one copy of the Brick. It's all this card's purpose ever does. Ye Olde Reincarnation System. We do play one copy of Fusion of Fire. I know some people like to, but I'm going to be honest. I think playing any more than that is going to just lead on into the Brick factor. Like, one is fine. We play one copy of the Will of the Salamangreat. Another extender / reviver. This card is actually really good. I know builds were trying 2, and I think 2 might have been a little bit too crazy for its time, but that's fine. We play triple copies of Salamangreat Circle. Why are you not maxing out on this card? We have triple copies of Called by the Grave. Absolutely, hand traps do fuck your day. And Called by the Grave does not allow for that fucking to hurt. Which, I mean, it does hurt, but it's there. 2 copies of Twin Twister. Absolutely no reason not to be playing this in some degree. Sky Striker back row, if you go second, is a bit of a hassle. This gives you a way to play around it. And then, of course, the 1 Roar and the 1 Rage. Honestly, I think 1/1's fine. I know some builds were trying to Roar. It's all within player preference, honestly. I do feel that if you do get to both of these, you are in a pretty strong position for the most part. Like, you don't want to force it down too much. We've seen a lot of changes from this format with this list in general. Like, there's been so many options added into the pool that's actually kind of crazy. So, all the obligatory tokens. Alright, done showing off my friend's stuff now. Alright, extra deck. Woohoo. Alright, so we have triple copies of our friend Balinix. Yeah, it sucks when you reincarnation into this guy, but you know, sometimes life just happens. We have triple copies of our boy Sunlight Wolf. Once again, staple. We have 2 copies of Heatleo. Also, no reason not to be playing this. We have 1 copy of the extender. Target the Ash Blossom in our opponent's graveyard, or any Salamangreat card that they have. But this does give you options. We have 1 copy of Phoenix, 1 copy of Borreload for stealing monsters in situations. We have 1 copy of the Violet Chimera to punish the opponent for the Fusion of Fire. Also makes the Mirror Match more tolerable. Mirage Stalio for extensions. Tornado Dragon for back row. And Graveyard Reliant decks, we are packing in 1 copy of the Abyss Roller. Alright, side deck. So we play 1 copy of the card that makes time more tolerable. I love being able to gain life. Who doesn't, actually? We have triple copies of Prinkatops because this card is actually the nuts. Like, in terms of what this little guy actually gives to the game, like, fixes so many shit situations. Alright, artifacts. We do play the 1 copy of the Scythe, which is actually beautiful. 2 copies of Lancia. And we are packing in triple copies of Sanctum. Getting special summon options lock the opponent's extra deck. Like, you have a lot of options there. 1 Super Poly because Every solid player loves this card. Now, this is interesting. We have triple copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. So in a world where Sky Striker, you want to delay them a turn, pendulums, you want to shut them off. I mean, multi-purposing options are very good, and Anti-Spell Fragrance gives you just that. And we have one copy of the Imperial Order, wrapping up this bad boy. So guys, I know it's solid. I know this is where we are in our current format, but what do you guys think about the deck? I would very much like to hear your guys' opinions down below in the comment section. Make sure that you guys, of course, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this deck, and, well guys, we're out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.